The world's most innovative solar panel company now lives here in Jacksonville. Today, Jinko Solar is celebrating the opening of its state-of-the-art factory at the Cecil Commerce Center. On your side's Camrell Eppinger shows us how the company is providing an economic boost to the city.
Well, it's noted as the largest solar panel company in the world. Jinko Solar has several facilities overseas in places such as Portugal, Malaysia, and China. And now the company is expanding its reach to the U.S. with its headquarters right here in Jacksonville on the First Coast. With the cut of a ribbon, Jinko Solar's first facility in the U.S. is open for business, an economic development project that's been in the works since October 2017. The $50 million facility is considered to be the company's most advanced facility, spanning more than 400,000 square feet. The GM for the company says the First Coast was the perfect fit for the company's expansion plans.
And the US market is a big market for us, so we decided that we would explore manufacturing in the US.
Here is where the company will build and distribute solar panels that look like this, at a rate of 2 panels a minute, 24/7. Which averages out to be a little more than 1 million panels per year. The company's expansion project proving to be a win-win for the city, the company already hiring more than 150 workers from right here on the First Coast.
We talked to maybe 7 different states, different cities in 7 different states, and narrowed down on Jacksonville. And part of it does have to do with the workforce. This is an advanced technology factory with a lot of high-speed robotics and AI and things like that.
Now, the general manager for Jinko Solar here in the U.S. says that this facility is expected to be fully operational within the next few months, and he says by that time they will have hired more than 200 workers from right here on the First Coast. For now, reporting from Jacksonville, Camrell Eppinger, First Coast News on your side.